Happy Friday. Time for our voiceover only income numbers from me, Hudson Barsness, full-time voiceover artist, actor, talent, and Todd Barsness, full-time voiceover actor, artist, talent. Dad's been in the voiceover business he's in his 16th year, and I just started my 6th year in business. Dad's trying to make $188,000 this year, slowing down from his um, last 15 years of kind of ramping it up and stuff like that, trying to slow down so that he can semi-retire without turning the spigot off too fast. And I'm trying to build my business up. So that's so I'm 110 this year. Sorry. Just kind of lost my train of thought there for a real quick second. I'm trying to make 110 grand this year. Right now, I'm already at $95,000. So I'm on a good track right now to hit that. Dad's at 135, correct?
31.
131. Sorry, misspoke there. Um, but yeah, we've been doing these videos for a couple years now, maybe four. Guess that's more than a couple. Um, and basically what we did was we started off trying to find out if the way Dad did business worked with another person like me who was just starting out. When I was just starting out, Dad was 10 years in the business and he was making over $300,000 a year in voiceover. And I was just trying to make $500 a week. Fast forward to now, I'm trying to make $2,100 a week, and you're trying to make 3,800,
35.
35. Rusty on the numbers.
That's okay, but
Anything to add before we
no, you're at
we move on?
95,
Hmm.
which is you're what, $15,000 away, and we are recording this Friday,
The 24th.
24th of July, 2026. And
Hmm.
so hopefully the wheels don't fall off, but kind of even if they do, you should reach your goal for sure. But
Yeah.
the way things have been going, and you'll find out even more here, that's a little tease. The way things have been going, Hudson's been
Hmm.
going great guns, so I'm looking forward to the report. So go for
Yeah.
it.
All right, here we go.
Mhm.
So, direct marketing, zero warm responses. It's been quiet on that front. One audition from direct marketing. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 jobs this week between Voice123, Direct Marketing, Upwork, Voices.com, Fiverr, ACX, The VO Planet, and my agent. One caveat for this week, I had a Napa session last week, and I didn't know what the budget was for that. There were three 15-second commercials and a 30. So I found out this week that it was $1,400. So that goes towards my numbers because I wasn't able to report it last week because I didn't know. I had three scripts from a new client from Voice123 for a total of $2,500. I had a new client for $300 and a recurring client for $300 on there. So I had three jobs this week, plus the finding out of the budget of Napa. So my total was $4,500 on Voice123 this week.
Amazing.
Direct, I had a $250 job, a 450 euro job, which comes out to about $513.25, and then two $100 recurring client jobs. My total from direct marketing was one, two, three, four jobs for $963.25. Upwork, two jobs, a recurring client and a new client, $75 for one of the jobs and $200 for the other. I get $247.50. Nothing on Fiverr, nothing on ACX, nothing on the VO Planet, and nothing from my agent this week. I did, however, book a recurring job for $50 on voices.com, and I broke the seal on a new client from there for $700. I get $560. Two jobs, total of $600 from voices.com, and that's kind of the latest platform I'm trying to crack is voices.com. So that's trending in the right direction. My voiceover only income numbers for this week: $6,310.75.
Wow.
63.10.75.
Amazing.
I did 1 hour of editing for Dad, $20 on top of that, 63.30.75. I'm not really doing anything for my Fiverr anymore. It hasn't been a real great experience for me, and I'm not spending my time on that. I do a lot of auditions. Last year, I did over 7,000 auditions from my agents, from Upwork, from direct marketing, from Voice123, Voices.com, the VO Planet, and ACX. I'm also not doing much on ACX because I'm busy right now. If I slow down, I'll be doing more on that. And VO Planet, I just haven't really figured it out, to be honest. So we'll see. That's why I don't really book much on those. But I have booked work on those platforms before, so I put them down. Anyway, that is my week. So a
That
very
is an
nice
amazing,
week.
amazing week.
Yes.
Think about this. A few years ago, you were trying to make $500 a week. If you
Yeah.
divide that 6,300 by 500, that's almost 13 weeks of income you got in this week. Isn't that that's surreal, isn't it? When you think about where
Yeah.
you've come from.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
don't.
Hudson would have never guessed that I would
Um,
be making something like that.
well,
So
think about
I'm
it. I
very
mean,
thankful for it and all the
according
work
to
I've done.
according to NAVA, this last year and most years they've done it the last 3 years, 46% of people make $10,000 or less per year. And
Yeah.
I know you're in your sixth year now, but there's a reason that you're doing this way. There's a
Yep.
reason.
And it
And
works.
so
Yep.
you made 6,300 in one week.
Yep.
And most people are not making that all year. And so congratulations. Way to do business the way business is supposed to be done and not
Thank you.
falling into to the foolish thinking that's sometimes out there in the industry. Way to go.
Yep. Thank you.
Proud of you.
Awesome.
Yeah. So proud of you because you had to carry the team. We had $8,758 total this week, but you got most of it. I'm trying to slow down, but I just don't there's no book out there that
Mhm.
says if you want to slow down your voiceover business, here's how to do it. There just isn't a book because for the most part everybody's trying to ramp theirs up. Everybody, like I said, according to NAVA, if they could make 50K a year, that's almost 75% of the people out there. And so they're not looking to slow down. Well, I'm looking to slow down. I'm 66. I'm a week away from being into my 17th year of full-time voiceover. And so I'm 66 years old. I'm just trying to slowly turn that down. I did find the first year, I made 269. The first year I was trying to slow down. I think I was trying to make 250. And then last year I was trying to make, was it 200? No, 175, I think I was trying to make, and I made 236. And this year I'm trying to make 188. I was going to make 125, but I upped that for some personal monetary goals, some
Milestone
milestone
goals. Yep.
goals. And so I'm at 131 and change right now. So I've beaten my original goal that I had of 125, but I'm trying to shoot for 188. Anyway, I'm trying to slow down. And some weeks, I do a good job, and other weeks I don't do quite as good a job. So this week I slowed down a little too much. At least
Mhm.
that's the way it just happened this week. So I made $2,448 in voiceover. Voice1230, voices.com 0, and Upwork 0. Fiverr's been slow for me, $568 this
Wow.
week. And my direct was $1,880. So that adds up to $2,448. I've got a session next week, political session, and I did a job just a few minutes ago. So I'll be over 500 to start the week, unless something happens to that session.
Yeah.
And so that'll be nice. Hopefully, I can top the $2,500 mark next week and be on toward my goal.
Yeah. All right. If anybody ever has any questions of how we do business, stuff like that, feel free to ask. Um, Dad and I are all about numbers. We think that's really important for a business to run itself like a business, and to be in business is to make money. So making a profit is super important. So,
Well, the
um,
other thing too is Hudson is
mhm.
just be quite honest. I mean, that's what we try to do is we try to be transparent, not just with our numbers, but what we're quote experts at. And
Mhm.
another part of the transparency is we can't spend a ton of time with you, even if you have questions,
Mhm.
because I mean, we'll try to spend some time with you. That's why we said, we'd be happy to answer some questions, and we'll certainly give you our time because we're not going to charge you because we don't charge people for anything. And so that thus, because we're just voiceover actors, not coaches or conference presenters or content creators that get paid, we are just simply voiceover actors. And so we'll do our best to spend some time with you if you have questions. But
Mhm.
honestly, we don't have a lot of time because we don't have any other income. And that's why
We're not
we
interested in
do.
we're not interested in making money off of other voiceover talent. We're interested in making money as voiceover talent. So, yep. All right, we'll be here next week no matter what. Thanks for stopping by for the folks who do. I know that Ben and Rachel are watching right now, so there's a shout out to you, maybe Glenn as well. So thanks, guys, for doing that, and we will see you guys next week. Take care.
See ya.